Hello and welcome to another episode of Bandit Fishing UK. In this episode we are fishing a popular mark in South Wales called Sker Rock. And Sker Rock is smack in the middle between Port Talbot and Porthcawl. So I got Rest Bay to my left and Morpher Beach to my right. It's a bit of a random spot because it's a massive rock point in amongst some lovely sandy beaches. It puts you right out into some deep water. And even though we are fishing on rocks, we're standing or sitting on rocks at the minute, we're casting onto clean sand. The species we're after today, well, we'd like to catch a cod and a couple of whiting, but we won't get our hopes up too much because they are a little bit patchy. But you can pick up just about anything here, from conger, bass, all the types of ray you can get in the Bristol Channel. You can get pretty much any species you can catch in the Bristol Channel, you can find them here. Techniques, or tackle for the start, my general setup. I've got a pair of compressor sports again and some big multipliers, 25-pound line. I'm going to start off with pulleys with cart. I've got some lovely cart from Simon at Baits for You. Also got squid, some frozen black lug and a little bit of mackerel as well, just in case the whiting do turn up later. I'm going to start off with some cart and lug baits with a bit of squid mixed in and try for a cod or two. If it's quiet, I'll start playing about then with other rigs, and I might even go to a flapper rig on the one rod just to see if I can pick up a few more of the smaller species. I'm here with Jason today. He's over to my left. You might see his stand in the distance. We've got our first cast out, but it is a bit quiet for the first sort of quarter of an hour, but things should switch on anytime now. Oh, well, I wasn't paying attention. I missed my first bite. I was on cart and squid. It was a decent bite as well. No idea what it could have been. But the bait was still perfect. It only been out there a minute, so it's gone straight back out. I usually change the bait all the time, but it was so good. There's no point wasting it. So, second cast on a bite, that's not bad. Hopefully things improve. I'm just whipping up a couple of baits for the next cast, and that's one of the cart wings. Lovely looking bait, and they go on, they're really juicy, full of scent. What I'm going to do with that, it's a new bait for me, so it's a bit of an experiment. I'm just going to cut them down the middle to sort of sausage shape. You can see the salt coming off here. Lovely looking thing there. Right, just going to cut it into long sausages. Look at the colours of that. Orange and red, lovely. Right, so that's going to go on, and I'm going to bind that on with a bit of squid. I know it's a popular bait up north. A lot of the boys do well for cod up the northeast, especially with it. But around here, South Wales especially, I don't hear of anyone using it really. I just put the hook in the one side of it. I'll get a few wraps of elastic on that if I can get the end. Always looking for the end of my elastic. Just to keep him in place around the knot of the hook. I got half a squid I've already cut the head off, and on that open end, that's where I'm going to put my squid. Just bind it on there. These are my standard hooks, 2/0s. I could probably go a little bit bigger with these baits, but they're still showing nicely. I'm going to bind that on. I'm going to nick that top hook in because it can be a bit hard if you whip over it first. So 2 hooks are there, showing lovely. Bind it on. That's a prime bait, that's lovely. Very nice. Confident with that. Oozing with juices. Lovely. That's one bait. The other baits I'm using at the start of the session going to be squid and black lug wraps. I've got some stinking old blacks from the freezer. Just got a couple of those. Double them over. 2 should do me, I think. Whoop, falling apart. Ugh, the horrible, horrible things. The fish love them. There's a bit of gloop there, all flavour. I'm just going to bind that on to start on the tool on its own, just to keep it all together. Okay. It's such a mush, I don't think I'd even get a hook into these. But they are good for fishing, especially for cod and whiting. There's a bit of a sausage there. I'm going to get the other half of that squid. Just wrap it around the lug a little bit. I don't want to cover the lug up, so I still want to get the juices coming out of there. I don't want to trap them in. Oh, there's a nice sausage again. Now I can get my... You can make these up in the house. A squid and black lug wraps, or any wraps really. Save you a little bit of time, especially today. I wish I did today because my hands are freezing. Just going to nick that top hook in as well. Got 2 nice proud hook points. I'll just bind them just to keep it straight on the hooks. And go over the top with the elastic, just enough to keep it in shape. That's a little bit of a bump, just straighten that out there, and there we go. Pretty much a standard cod bait for us, isn't it? As you would have seen in our other episodes. Let's put some fresh baits out then. Well, that was another missed bite there, so 3 in a row, which is quite frustrating. I think that was a conger, a small conger, because the rig came up and it was in a little bowl about that size, all twisted up. But again, the bait was perfect, so it's gone back out. Let's just see if I can hook into something. I'm determined to find out what's been messing me about out there with the little bites. Jason's had the same trouble as well. You just get a couple of knocks and they're gone. Hooks are nice and proud on every bait. They're not massive baits either. So what I'm going to try now is a 3-hook Wessex rig. They got pop-ups on here, but it's not essential. What I've done with that is just put a couple of strips of squid and a little bit of black lug on them as well. Just a bit of tail off of black lugs and the grip lead. So I'll see if I can pick up something with that now. Now they're far from my favourite fish. Well, it's a fish. Decent bite. Can't say it was much of a fight. It's a heavy weight. But that's a blank avoidance there. I'm going to get a fresh bait out now. The tide is just starting to turn. And it's usually when this mark switches on. So let's get a fresh one out there. Jason thinks he's got a fish on here. Don't think he had a bite. The tide's starting to pull now, which is good. Movement's always good. Something small on there, I think, Jess. Does look like a little fish on there, some sort. Something. What is it? Come on. Conger. Tiny one, I think that's what plagued us on the first couple of casts. Really small straps.
Love that cart, didn't he?
He's on cart, is he? That's what my fish come to as well, that doggy. Cart combo. I didn't see a bite on either rod that last cast, so I didn't bother recording. But I've had a small fish on each of them. A pouting and a tiny strap conger. He got me in a right mess, this one. But the rip is so strong now, you can't see little fish bites. But that was still acting as a lovely live bait there. Could have still picked up a good fish, and I could have eaten that one. But I'm going to release the strap. I think I'm going to put this out as bait, just to see if there's a big conger out there, or bull has, or something like that. So I'm going to knock him on the head, trim him up a bit, and see if I can catch something with him. Fresh bait. Well, there's some good depth. That was only out about 40 yards. That should be enough to put me on a fish. Jason's into a fish of some sort. He's not sure what. You got a fish. What's this then? So a tiny codlin, is it? Tiny codlin. That is tiny as well. Look at that for a sunset. It's a stunning place, Sker. Very nice place. But the fishing hasn't been too clever in this episode, sadly. But we have managed to catch a couple, even if they are a bit small. But it's not always brilliant, we all know that. We have blanks and we have struggles. Just gotta take it on the chin. If you are planning to come here to fish, it is a dangerous mark. As you can see, it's not the best underfoot. And if you're a disabled angler, or if you're planning on taking children, perhaps you want to think again. Also, the swells can be very dangerous as well. We've been lucky today, it's been so calm. But even on a calm day, you can still get a big swell. It'll come in and sweep across the ledges or up behind you in the gullies. So you've got to have your wits about you a bit. Is that a bite? No, these are my last casts. I'm going to reel in soon. And if I catch anything, I'll add it in at the end. But as always, thanks very much for watching. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next episode.